Now, at some point in your life, you may have had a family member who suffered with depression, or you may have suffered from it yourself. Now, well, if you do, and you're from County Durham, then you may be helped out. Okay, there may be a little bit of help from you. That's after Man Health CIC have received a big cash injection from the Big Lottery Fund. It's around £225,000 and it will be used by the group to help make long-term difference for men coping with depression. Paul Bannister is the director of Man Health CIC.
Man Health is a lottery-funded project that is designed to help men with depression. What we do is we've been funded to create a network of peer support groups throughout County Durham over the next 3 years to try and deal with the many of the issues and stigmas around depression. Depression is having a huge burden on people in our society, and it's well known that suicide is the biggest cause of death of men under 50, and many of these suicides could be prevented if men would only find time to talk. And what we found through our research is that men, we think, will find it much easier to talk to other men who have had an experience of depression, and that's what our groups are all about. It's a chance for men to come together and talk to other men who've had experience of depression and share experiences, share advice, friendship, guidance, and hopefully that will enable them to deal with their issues around depression.
Now, you must have seen a lot of sensitive case studies and stories and that kind of thing. Do these sort of statistics stagger you in any way, or does it just kind of, give you the impetus to kind of eradicate this as a problem?
Well, eradicating depression is probably beyond me and the organisation of Man Health, but the research that we've done shows the staggering impact that depression's having on people around the world, and particularly in this country. And some of the statistics we found is that depression is costing the economy £8.6 billion a year, £3 billion more than a decade ago. 70 million working days are lost each year due to mental health problems in the United Kingdom. Research predicts that the cost of GP consultations to treat depression amounted to more than 50 billion in 2014. So it is having a huge impact, on our services. And I think a lot of it with peer support, guidance, advice can be preventable.
And now you've just received funding from the National Lottery, approximately around £225,000. Just how vital is it for your project going forward?
Well, we would hope with the help of the money received from the Big Lottery that we can open these support groups throughout County Durham initially, and possibly going beyond that, build up a network of male peer support groups around Great Britain. That's the benefit of the money that we receive from the Big Lottery to enable us to do that, and hopefully have a huge impact on the lives not just of the men who suffer from depression, but the people they're in relationships with and their family, because depression does have a huge impact on both on relationships. People from my generation have always been brought up with a stiff upper lip. Boys don't cry, not good to be talking about your emotions. And that's probably the worst thing you can do. From my experience, I know it is the worst thing you can do, and a problem shared is a problem solved in many cases, was what we've found.